What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. We're back at it again. Episode 3 of Learn from My Mistakes. Pros and cons of the 20 versus 20 and the 10 versus 10. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about this and talk about our changes that we've made over the course of the last 2.5 weeks. And hopefully, they helped you make decisions. If you're the guild leader or if you're a guild member looking at the guild that's having some issues, so that you can kind of plan accordingly as far as what you're going for. So, um, first off, we started out in the 20 versus 20 because, like most guilds, when you first start out, you create a guild and you're trying to get as many guild members as you can. Some of the guilds that one of the how do I say the top end players, they made the high end requirements to get those to filter out the bad players and get the good players. Other guilds just try to do anything and everything they can, spamming channels, spamming forums in order to get their guild members. Of course, as you might have guessed, they are probably going to be having the most issues with retaining the members, let alone trying to get the members, because of the next topic that I'm going to be talking about here. In the guild battles, okay, as you know, you got your 3 swords that allows you to attack 3 times, and you can gain a certain amount of guild points within each attack. Within each attack, fail. All right, and but the thing of it is, the catch 22 of it is that all the guild points that are gained offensively are only given to you at the end if your guild wins offensively, meaning they have to get to that below 30% mark, right? So if I get 3 wins and I attack 3 people that are, give me +3 guild points per thing, I can essentially get an additional 48 guild points from the fight. But if we're sitting at 31% and we fail to beat the team, then I get nothing, nothing at all. So it's very, very important to make sure that the wins that the fights that you're doing, you're able to complete them in order for everyone to get the rewards they're trying to go after. So, when we first looked at it for the first week, we were like, okay, that sounds good. Let's just do 20 versus 20 because we got 30 members. And the first 4 or 5 days went great because we had, we had some, everybody was on, everyone was trying it out. And so we had an opportunity to, I think out of like 10 wins, we were like 8-2. 8-2 or 7-3. So we did pretty good for the first week. And then Saturday rolled around, and remember that Comtos gave us a few extra Guild War invitations when we first started. So we had quite a few of them built up because we were only raiding once a day versus some guilds. They were raiding twice or 3 times a day. So we had a lot of guild points built up. We were like, okay, well, we got to use them before Sunday because Sunday we can't raid. So we just decided that we were going to basically just kind of run it down throughout the day. From 12 p.m. after, we'll continue to start the raids and then try to, after we win, we will continuously, restart another one here so we can get more points, more points. Well, funny enough, we ended up losing more on that Saturday than we did winning. And why was that? Because we didn't, obviously we got up in rank, so teams were a little bit harder, but it wasn't really the strength of the team that was defending, but more so the lack of participation that we had, right? Of course, for some people, Saturday might be the perfect day, no school, no college, no work, they're home with the kids, whatever. But for us, at least that particular day, because we have a nice mix of people on both, in the states and then overseas across the pond, we have a nice mix of people that we, for some times that we were playing, that was, it was their time when they were sleeping and our time when we were up. So it didn't really work out to us. So of course we ended up finishing like the week with like a 1040 ranking and maybe maybe an additional four out of the six raids that we did on Saturday. Four of them were losses, just for the fact that we had out of 20 people, we probably had like 11 or 12 people participate. So it doesn't matter how good those 11 people did, because we didn't have enough swords utilized to get ourselves under 30%. We got nothing, right? So of course we analyzed this and we're like, okay, well, the lack of participation was good for the week, but the for that Saturday it was not too good. And then when we looked at it, we're like, well, we only really got 12 to 13 people participated on a regular basis. I don't see any reason why we could offer two times to raid, because we got two invitations a day. And then between those 12 to 15 people, set up two times to where we are basically we have them sign up, check in for specific times, and we work out the time where we allow them to play, and go 10 versus 10 versus 20 versus 20. So what does this do? It narrows the playing field offensively and defensively, which it's a whole different bracket of people that we fight. But it also, in addition, it also reduces the opportunity for the majority of the guild members in general to receive guild points and increase their guild points. So depending on what your guild is, though, if you have a smaller guild, then this is 10 versus 10 is going to work beautifully for you. But if you have a guild a guild of 30 that has continuously not been able to successfully win, only on the fact that they're just not having participation, then yes, you might want to consider 10 versus 10, because 10 versus 10, you don't have to rely on too many people offensively and defensively, and so that allows you to get in there, get the job done with a reduced amount of players, and have a relatively good chance to take the team out, take your opponents out. And of course, so we went with that, and as we predicted, we were flawless throughout this week, winning all of our attacks, with the exception of one, I think, yesterday. But out of 7 attacks, I think we're at the 6 out of 7 attacks we won, and it was a joke. We won with flying colors every time we got them. Got the guild team down to 10% of their life left or something like that. Because we just when you have 100% participation versus 50 to 60%, it's very very easy to hit your goal of a 30% HP, get them down to 30%. And so that was great and all, but then we had the people in our guild not too happy, because some of them didn't get the opportunity to get as many points, or they found out that they were not winning as many, they were drawing as many, because the top 10 of the defending guild was a little bit harder than the top 20, and they were one of the people in the guild that kind of relied on the bottom half of the defending guild in order to get their goal, right. They were currently working on the units, and they did not have the strength of other people in the guild, so they said, hey, I kind of need that range of 20 players so I can go for the people that are a little bit weaker. So of course, after looking at it all, looking at the amount of guild points that I got last week versus this week, but the potential, it's like a roller coaster ride. The variance is a lot greater with 20 versus 20. The potential of gaining guild points increases with regards to being in the 20 versus 20. If you or yeah, in the 20 versus 20, because you have more opportunities to raid, each time, versus 10 versus 10. Sometimes with 10 versus 10 in a 30-person guild, you'll have to rotate people in and out as they are available, as their time allows them. So here I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you what I'm talking about here with the, what is it, the members? No. Maybe it's the defense here. Nope. Fail. Fail again. So we'll go with the battle record. Battle record. So here we go for the week. Again, the big thing that I noticed with the 10 versus 10 is that because we're only utilizing 10 of our top players for defensively versus 20, that we had no problems defending successfully, right? We got a lot more successful wins, and in turn, the changes that I made to my defense, I've been getting, 2 to 5 guild points per day for the defensive wins and whatnot. This last battle was the first one that we lost yesterday. But overall, we've been doing really, really good because everybody that is assigned at the specific time is logging in. We're getting the kills. And we're beating them, flawlessly. That being said, it's 10 people and not 20 people, and because of that, for our guild, we have to basically, we raid twice a day, but out of the 20 active people, or 20 to 22 active people, we only can raid once out of those twice a day, losing out on the possible potential of gaining, upwards of 100 guild points. If we're killing the +3 units versus the 50 guild points that we're getting, because we have to rotate people in and out and give everyone an opportunity to play. So, what we kind of realized is, what we kind of concluded at the end of the week is that 10 versus 10 is definitely something that it's a great option. But if you find that the participation overall in the guild between whoever you're fighting is actually pretty good, then 20 versus 20 should be the kind of end game, what you're going for. But if you start doing 20 versus 20 and the lack of participation, communication is not there, then I recommend taking down to 10 versus 10 and basically allowing your guild members to make more of a contribution to the guild, right? So when you go to 10 versus 10, you're gonna have some people that are gonna give you some flack, right? Because they're like, oh, well, hey, I'm not being able to raid as much because now we have to rotate this and that. Well, depending on who they are, you might have to bring up the valid point and just kind of call them out. It's like, well, with all due respect, you weren't really participating all too much to begin with. So because of that, we had to reduce the amount of people that are required to participate in order to successfully win, right? Because like I said before, you have to win the fight in order to gain the guild points that you gain from the offensive take of the fight. If you don't win, you get nothing. And of course, as you might have guessed, when we made the switch to 10 versus 10, we miraculously had people very, very good with the communication, people very, very good with checking in daily, making sure everything is good. And of course, now people realize that when we communicate, this is what our guild battle ranking looks like. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it off right there. Do I like 20 versus 20 better or 10 versus 10 better? I think it just all depends on your current guild, your goals, and what you're trying to do. Because, of course, winning offensively and defensively is great, to have the higher rank and get more summoning stones at the end. But at the end of the day, some guilds may not value, or some people might not feel that the summoning stones are the, end all be all. And for me, I prefer having people get their offensive points, win those offensive points versus trying to have a higher rank, right? Because at the end of the day, I want them to get the most points they can so they can get all these cool awards in the guild shop, right? All right. I think that is it, guys. We're going to cut it off right there. Hopefully some of this information has helped you as a guild leader or, as a guild member within a guild leader. If you see some trends, some stuff that they're doing that you like or don't like, hopefully this is going to help you, better assist you into finding the right guild for you so that you can reach your goals. All right? That is it, guys. It's your boy Childish for Childish Plays checking out. Take care. We'll see you next time. I'm out.